you very much, Anna, for the introduction. I would also like to thank Sophia for the very insightful presentation. Now it's the time to see many of these things that she described come into action with our challenge proposal. So I will briefly describe the challenge from the Municipality of Athens part. What we try to do is to build something that can automatically log decisions on real-time emergency events so that civil protection servants can easily trace and learn from them. And we are at the civil protection domain, as you understand. This challenge is actually very important because every emergency decision is institutional memory, actually. This was grounded in the Sprint 1 research that the Challenge Consortium of cities conducted. The cities that took part in the consortium are Athens, of course, which is the challenge owner, along with the municipalities of Trikala, Chalkida, and Heraklion. And this consortium concluded that the mission would be to turn voice-based real-time field decisions into structured, tractable audit trail for institutional learning. Of course, this is something that could be useful for leaders, operators, field responders, and ultimately the citizens in crisis. So one of the problems that on this field is that many of the decisions that have been taken during crisis vanish into phone calls because in favor of speed and immediacy, the staff communicate verbally mostly. So most of this information is not documented. It cannot be used to be learned from, and actually we end up in a situation where some decisions were made and cannot trace them back to do what was wrong and what was correct. During the interviews that we conducted in the sprints, in the research sprints, we found out that nearly 40% improvement was achieved when documentation existed in such cases. So what the challenge is that we try to do is to transform this airborne information into useful insights about crisis, and for that reason we propose to create a digital crisis logger that turns field decisions into searchable audit trail with zero data workloads for responders. By conducting this chain that is depicted below, first capture the data through voice, structure it in some way that it can be manipulated as a timeline or PDF briefs. From what we estimated, we can build this system in 3 months from signing to working pilot in Athens. During the first month, we can the core logging development can be conducted. During the second one, visualization and alerts, the environment that can be used to actually consume the results of the logging. And finally, in month 3, we estimate that we can fulfill the needs of the pilot handover in the city of Athens. I must note that all 4 cities that are under consortium have a history of recurring events, so actually the implementation to them can be really useful. So the technical requirements for this endeavor, actually it's a set of requirements that primarily need to work out without connectivity, because we're talking about field workers. We also need the system to be tuned, the automatic system speech recognition be tuned for Greek and civil protection. It should also be usable as a responsive iOS and Android application on the phones of the officers. Of course, it should comply with the Greek and EU regulations about privacy, and also it should be API ready for the integration with other services that already exist. The KPIs that we decided that are important are related to time, how long it takes to record the decision, and how long it takes to generate a PDF debrief, or to train an officer, and ultimately how much is the improvement on the efficiency of the planning for future crisis manipulation. The next steps, it is to find the ideal partner to implement this task. We also think that startups and SMEs with proven expertise in Greek automatic speech recognition, natural language processing, and knowledge graph are the perfect candidates for that. And in terms of scalability, we're planning after the phase 1, which will be the Athens pilot, to scale it up in Trikala, Chalkis, Evia, it says there, and Heraklion. And further on, move on to national, why not the European scale for the civil protection mechanism. That's all for me.